Hello, this is Dr. Shazad Chaudhary and you're watching me on YouTube channel Health Horizon. Today I will discuss with you that by using the principle of repurposing of drugs, an already existing drug may potentially prevent and act in combination with other drugs to treat severe and critical illness associated with COVID-19 and secondary bacterial infection of the lungs. First of all, we have to understand how coronavirus replicates inside the cells. Coronavirus is an enveloped, single-stranded, positive-sense beta RNA virus, which resembles the messenger RNA produced by the DNA in human cells. Its outer envelope is composed of phospholipids, which is embedded with proteins. These are mainly produced from fatty acids and amino acids, which are also called macronutrients. When coronavirus enters the cell, it replicates very rapidly by using the cellular machinery and macronutrients as its logistic support. So the concept is that if we block the supply of these nutrients to coronavirus, we can stop its replication. Now we have to understand how this process is regulated inside the cells. Human body contains about 10,000 enzymes, which are encoded by 20,000 genes. These enzymes perform different functions inside the cells. One of these enzymes is called adenosine 5-monophosphate protein kinase, abbreviated as AMPK. Belongs to a family of enzymes called protein kinases. AMPK is the master regulator of energy metabolism by acting as a sensor of energy. This means that it decides whether energy would be stored or generated inside the cells. The energy is stored in the form of glycogen, proteins, and fats, and it is generated in the form of ATP molecules, which are the primary energy carriers inside the cells. There are more than 7,500 research articles published about AMPK. AMPK is activated by the deficit of energy inside the cells. When it is activated, it produces a number of metabolic benefits inside the cells. We'll discuss only 4 of these effects related to our current topic of discussion. First and primemost is that it stops the anabolic process and starts the catabolic process, which means that it shuts down the production of glycogen, proteins, and fats. At the same time, it starts their breakdown, resulting in the formation of acetyl-CoA. Secondly, it stimulates the production of increased number of mitochondria by a process called mitochondrial biogenesis. These increased mitochondria boost the immune system directly by ATP production as well as indirectly by other mechanisms. Thirdly, it stimulates the process of autophagy inside the cells. In this process, the cells expel their metabolic waste products and damage protein parts outside the cells, which would otherwise cause weakening of the cells, rejuvenates and strengthens the cells, which are better adapted to prevent and eradicate the infections. But not the least is that it suppresses the exaggerated immune response, which would otherwise go unstopped, resulting in acute severe respiratory infection, sepsis, and even death. So essentially, the AMPK modulates the immune system by stimulating it from the bottom end and suppressing it from the top end to stop it going outraged. Now, this is a very important stage in the treatment of severely and acutely ill COVID-19 patients, with which the whole medical community is trying to cope with by using the immunosuppressive drugs, including steroids. But unfortunately, the results are not very satisfactory. The problem with these drugs is that they suppress the anti-inflammatory response to an extremely low level, which is against the normal physiology of the body. And timing are the key, which are very difficult to calculate in this. That exploiting the activation of AMPK would be a very pragmatic approach in the current situation. The AMPK activity. The physiological processes which activate AMPK include vigorous exercise and intermittent fasting. But unfortunately, they are not very effective in stimulating AMPK in old age. So how can we activate AMPK then? By producing artificial deficit of energy inside the cells. So it basically tricks the cells into believing that they have run out of energy and need to generate more energy. Clever, isn't it? So when AMPK is activated, the whole process which we just discussed starts taking place, which are also used for diabetic patients, also have similar action on AMPK activity. Alternatively, you can use turmeric powder and green tea. The extracts are even better. The dose of metformin is mentioned in the description box along with their side effects. If you need further details and the links to research articles, please inbox me. I would like to bring the attention of World Health authorities and head of the medical departments treating the COVID-19 patients to consider the vital role of metformin in our fight against the novel coronavirus. And I am pretty confident that it will go a long way along to win our war against the current pandemic.